March 7th is going to be a big day for XRP holders. We'll talk price action at the end, along with XLM and Stellar being snubbed from all the festivities. Maxis are pissed about the inclusion of XRP, and authorities start.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
It sucks when you don't have a date to the dance, but you know what doesn't suck? Seeing some green up on the screen, but you know the deal. You, the viewer, matter most. That's why I put your comments first. Happy hump day, everyone. Buy form 13 with the sign that says Fat Lives Matter. As a taxpayer, I do not want my taxes purchasing any cryptos for a reserve. Ripple wants to donate their 30 billion coins in escrow. That's another story. Do you want your taxes to purchase a dinosaur like BTC or a joke like meme coin? Of course not. But donating the escrow would lock up that XRP and boost the value of what's on the market. Problem becomes, if they get the XRP or any of the cryptos over the counter and then sell them, that doesn't benefit us and it screws us. But you're right, I don't want my tax money going to buy BTC. Jeremy Toussaint dropping support on the channel member as well, thank you kindly, sir, says, is it more likely they buy OTC? And do you see any value for us in that at all? The odds are fairly good that they're going to go OTC because a lot of ETFs go OTC. Here's the problem. Again, if they buy it over the counter, how does that really help us? That just means then whoever bought it at a discount. Then they could sell it on the open market. They could dump it to an exchange. And then guess what, everyone? Make money on top of retail while retail gets screwed. Jeremy, I wouldn't be a fan if they went OTC. I want them to buy it on the exchanges just like we do. John Willory says, with XLM being snubbed and not included, what do you think their future is going to be? I think they're going to continue to be a laggard. They've been a laggard the last several years in the market. I think that's going to continue. We haven't seen their name added yet. In fact, I've seen the entire roster of names being invited to the 7th, and no mention of any Stellar, Danelle Dixon. Bitcoin sitting at 89,717. ETH is 2216. XRP at 248. Well, Pi's at 190, making a bounce back after the pump and dump. ADA clinging to 98 cents, close to that dollar at 98.5. Sol at 145. Avalanche at 21.3. Sui at 262. H-bar is what, everyone? 24.9, and Doge is at 20.3. Billionaires and maxis are not pleased with Trump's XRP crypto reserve plans. A lot of players out there aren't happy about Sol. They're not happy about ETH. They're not happy about ADA either. The reality is a lot of maxis, Sailor included, were out there in DC lobbying hard, pushing hard to make the strategic reserve BTC only. Gotta hear this kind of stuff. Armando Pantoja, a well-respected voice in the XP community, recently highlighted the controversy, noting that prominent figures in these industries are expressing concerns over the government's expanding role. But my thing is this, why would you want all your eggs in one basket? You shouldn't. I don't want my government just to have an oil reserve. No, I want them to have an oil reserve, a gold reserve, a silver reserve, have a copper reserve, have a reserve of nuclear weapons, have a reserve of peanut butter jelly sandwiches, spread this shit out. Panjota wrote, Trump is facing anger from billionaire bank, tech, and business leaders on the decision to add assets beyond BTC. The statement underscores the growing divide between those advocating for a diversified approach to crypto adoption and those that believe government involvement should remain limited. That's the other big problem. Where is this money going to come from? If this comes from the taxpayers' dollars, okay, I get it. A lot of us in the cryptoverse are maybe not the coolest with it, but we would be somewhat understanding. But what if you're just not a crypto fan at all and you're like, yo, we shouldn't be spending our money on that? And you know there's a ton of people out there because not a ton of people are into crypto. The backlash from billionaire investors appears to stem from two primary concerns. First, BTC has historically been the primary focus of institutions and government interest. By the way, the United States government has about like 20-ish billion or so in cryptocurrency. Over 19 billion of that is in BTC. Second, there is growing concern over the broader implications of government-led cryptocurrency initiatives. Critics argue that state involvement in digital asset markets could disrupt free market principles, especially if they go over the counter. You want free market principles and you want these players buying directly from the exchanges, not directly from Ripple. That would be bad. That would benefit Ripple and bend us over. United States authorities begin releasing some seized cryptocurrency miners. Yo, this is messed up. If you want to know how wild Chokepoint 2.0 got, and I'm not talking about my OnlyFans account name, no. I'm talking about what happened in the crypto industry. Listen, this is fucking so crazy. Thousands of units, we're talking about cryptocurrency miners, mining units have been released, said Taras Kulik, CEO and co-founder of Syntec Digital. At one point, as many as 10,000 units had been stuck at various points of entry. Apparently, there were some folks at the Border Patrol Agency Customs that didn't like Bitcoin mining, so they wanted to give the entire sector a headache. I wonder if CBP was given the nod by who? The previous administration to bend over crypto as well. So not only were we debanking people, not only were we threatening people that did work with crypto, now we were holding up legal equipment at the border to screw an industry over. Yo, this previous regime of the United States government was all about taking control away from us. The release of an undetermined amount of equipment comes amid the ongoing trade war between the United States and China, as well as security concerns raised by U.S. authorities. Some held shipments are being released, but right now that is still a minority of them. Oh, a spokesperson for the CBP acknowledged Reuters' request for comment on Wednesday, but did not provide an immediate response. The FCC also did not immediately respond. Oh, and see, this was happening before all the tariffs, before all the bans, too. So this isn't like, oh, they don't want China products in here. No, we have plenty of China products in there. Temu packages get delivered all the time, and that's all China. They didn't want the miners making money. They didn't want BTC and crypto growing. All right, let's talk about it. What is there to talk about? Well, that's the big problem, all right? Do you see any mentions from Stellar about being in DC, part of their strategic reserve? No, you don't, girlfriend. Go to Danelle Dixon's page. You see anything in here? No, you don't at all. Stellar getting ignored at the March 7th crypto meeting. Yes, it's significant. Oh, but bro, maybe how much later do you want it? The roster's been made. We've got the date all set up. Late to the party, or you don't have a date to the dance, girlfriend. March 7th will be a big day for cryptocurrencies, including XRP, Sol, ADA, and others. March 7th will see the very first crypto summit to be hosted by the President of the White House. Major investors, CEO, politicians, and other notable members of the public will be there. This event is fully unprecedented in the history of crypto and will doubtlessly move the crypto markets promptly and significantly with any major policy announcements or are clarified. More volatility is guaranteed. I totally agree for that. But now listen to some of the preliminary deeds. One older proposal for the reserve calls for the purchasing of 5% of all outstanding BTC supply over the next 5 years. Per that proposal, the coins would be held for at least 20 years. Okay, that's cool. But again, it would really suck if they get it over the counter and then dump on us 20 years later. Because again, they would be benefiting on the backs of what? Retail. Well, such a proposal being implemented for Bitcoin or a similar one being implemented from Solana or XP would likely result in a gargantuan move upward in the prices of these coins if they're held for that long, and if they're bought through the exchanges, and if they're not all dumped on retail. These are all ifs. In other words, these policies could become part of the investment thesis for why we should be buying and holding forever. And that's the other thing, too. Should we just buy and just hodl mode, kind of like Sailor does? There are also moments in the summit or afterwards that are going to tempt you to dump everything. We know the fear that's going to come out of that. Basically, what I wanted to share with you with this. Bunch of proposals out there. Not sure which one is gaining traction just yet. We don't know which one is going to be their preferred way. We don't know if they're going to go 90% BTC, 5% ETH, and the other 5% between Sol, ADA, and XRP. Jeez, Klaus, come on. I just worked out. I'm a little brain fried. We need to know these things. We need to know what the proportions are. We need to know where they're buying it. We need to know how long they're holding it for. And are you using taxpayer money to buy BTC? Are you using taxpayer money to buy ETH and Sol? That would piss off a ton of people. Swinging on over to price. BTC dominance still happening. 15 out of 100. So we are deep into BTC season. By the way, we just broke 90,000 on Bitcoin. XRP is at 249. Volume 125 billion. You're going to see a little bit of a pause in volume until the March 7th meeting, and then things are going to go absolutely nuts. I almost just threw up in my mouth right there. I told you I literally just got done working out, feeling a little bit of pain in my leg, and it's making me a little nauseous feeling. By the way, the race I have coming up, people have been asking, bro, you're doing 100 miles in 24 hours? Yes, I am. Is it a biking race or running race? It's a running race. Yeah, running 100 miles, 24 hours. Okay, here's the action with XRP. We're clawing our way back up after that little dumperoni action, but we're still about less than half where we were on the move for the announcement of the strategic reserve. As a whole, XRP is looking okay. Not great, not bad. We're in the okay zone. Zoom out a little bit, you're like, ooh, there's definitely been some moves here. We know XRP can go north of $3. We just need some juicy stuff to happen. The market's a bit suppressed right now because of the bad macros and because of the fears with Jerome Powell. But there's a lot of optimism, as you can see right here on the strategic reserve. So this optimism, right, this buy the rumor, sell the news action got us to almost $3. $2.99 the high in the candlesticks, by the way. So what happens on the 7th? Are they going to release juicy news and data first? Are we going to get specifics? Or are we going to get those details and we're going to be like, yo, this is bullshit. This doesn't benefit retail at all. They're bending us over again. And not only are they bending us over, they're using our tax money to bend us over with. That's messed up. Because if you buy your dinner, she should at least treat you something nice, right? Yeah, government, you use our tax money, treat us as something nice. Reach you roundy, come on now. Either way, XRP's the mezz zone. We like the price, not enough for a lot of us to sell for profits, not cheap enough for us to want to gobble more up. Cheap enough? Yeah, because in the last month you've had several runs at the sub $2 mark. So you've been able to buy a sub $2 XRP quite a few times. Sunday Bloody Sunday, we had a few other incidents after that. So the opportunities are there. But the opportunities are only going to be there if you have cash and if you pay attention to the news. So let's see what happens March 7th, and let's see if we get any juicy details, or if this is a big-ass nothing burger, and it's contributing to my dieting and weight watching up until my race. And look, I'm not trying to be pessimistic, jaded-sounded, or anything like that, but a lot of times when the government touches stuff, they screw it the F on up. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't think you can, because seriously, everyone that from the government touches shit just messes it up. I need to see the details on March 7th. I really do. There's this part of me that's just in fear going, don't screw this up. Don't go over the counter and screw retail. Don't go like 95% BTC and the rest of the 5% of the strategic reserve, the rest of it, because that won't do anything for the price of the rest of those. We need to get some clarity. We also need to know, where the hell is this money going to come from? Is this coming from the Doge savings? Okay, I get it. Because we sure as hell don't have a surplus here in the United States. Are there maybe some other assets that we have that we could sell? I don't know. I just don't like the idea, though, of knowing that my tax money would go to buy BTC and ETH for the United States government. Dude, I don't even like the way my tax money is being spent now, because I don't even know where the hell most of it goes. Our roads suck, our bridges suck, our schools suck, and instead of making schools better, they just lower the fucking standards. Welcome to the United States, everyone. So yeah, let's get some deets before we celebrate, but let's also be optimistic and hope that they do this right. Because if they do, a lot of us are going to be benefiting a ton. And when you're benefiting a ton, we're talking about a ton of money. So let's see what the government does. I'll reserve my judgment. Bullshit. You know I'm pessimistic in regards to the government, so I'm really not going to hide that one from you. But let's see what happens on March 7th as we know who got picked, and we know who doesn't have a date to the dance. Sucks to suck. Choo-choo, bitches.